You ever eat a raw hot dog?
Yeah. So when I was a kid, I only ate hot dogs. I mean, like
Oh,
exclusively. Like they would get cooked for me for Thanksgiving, like
oh.
like everything. And I remember like eating them out of the pack. And now, if I smell a hot dog, I'll throw up. Like I
You're
can't.
just all hot dogged out?
Yeah, just thinking of you dressing up like a hot dog is sort of making me nauseous right now.
Hello, welcome to Mustache Ride. I'm Sherman Cool. This guy over here is the Dirty Tooth, and we're ready to put on a good show for you tonight. How are you doing, Tooth?
Not too bad. You know what I haven't done in a while? Pointed the wrong
What?
direction. You know? That was right. I'm just
Oh,
saying you haven't done that in a long time. Like
oh,
you got it. You have it.
oh, you're right. Yeah, I used to get it wrong every time,
Mm-hmm.
but I have a system now where I just point to you over on this screen because I have a screen over here with your face on it. And I
Oh.
also have you over here on this side, but
Oh.
I've been pointing to you on this side because
I'm all over the
I don't know.
place.
I got you everywhere over here.
You can't miss me.
Nope. And I don't want
Nice.
to, Tooth, because you're my friend.
Yeah.
But
Best
tonight,
buddies.
and as friends, tonight we're going to do something that I think will be a fun collaborative effort. We're going to start the stream off with a little game.
Hmm.
Would you like to play a game, Tooth?
No.
Well, too bad, because it's episode 69. And you know what that
Nice.
means?
Uh Means that we're gonna go at it
We're going to go at it by
in this
loading up the
game.
brand new game on Steam, Sex Robot.
Oh, whoa, that's not the right one. Oh,
Oh, no, just
whoops,
kidding.
whoops,
Actually,
whoops.
we're gonna we're gonna no, that's the right one because we're gonna play
Oh, oh,
not sex robot. We're gonna play
oh.
a close-up game where we look at close-ups of video games and we try to dissect and figure out what they are. And we have the answers, and so we're gonna go one by one
Mm,
and try to figure out what these games are. And we're not gonna take forever doing it. We're just gonna bang these out. Boom. Number
okay.
one, Tooth. What is it?
I don't know.
I don't either. I want to say like Majora's Mask or something, maybe.
The graphics are too good.
Yeah,
It seems like
there's some
it.
bricks. There's
I
an
don't know.
eyeball.
It sort of looks like Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon, but with this weird stick out of its nose thing. I don't know. Lord of the Rings game.
Lord of the Rings game. I'm gonna say because it could be like maybe Oblivion or like Morrowind, maybe because the colors look kind of
Yeah,
Morrowindy.
that's true.
Uh, Maybe it's just like a wall. I don't know, but lock it in. What's your final answer?
Lord of the Rings game.
I'm gonna say Morrowind. All right. What's the
Okay.
answer?
The answer is Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask.
I locked in the wrong one. Oh, I was
What?
right at the
Oh,
start.
what is it from that?
It's a Majora Mask. Or maybe it's like the Great Deku Tree or
Oh,
something.
it's the moon.
Is that the moon?
Yeah, it's the moon in like in the final
What
scene.
was the moon in Ocarina of Time?
Yeah, that was like the whole thing was the moon.
In Majora's Mask? Is that the whole thing in Ocarina of Time too?
Yeah, because you're trying to you're on. Yeah,
I don't remember.
yeah. That's definitely the
Okay,
moon.
hey, look,
That's the
the
moon.
answer
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the
yeah.
answer.
Dang.
Okay, I was
Okay.
almost right. That was close.
Yeah, you
Number
were
two, what
close.
is it, Tooth?
Number 2 is Candy Crush.
Oh, is it actually?
I don't know. That's what I'm going with.
It's kind of bright and colorful like it is. It looks
Yeah.
like those look like burners on a stove or something. I don't know what those are.
I thought they looked like licorice. That's why I went with Candy Crush.
It does kind of look Candy Crushy now that you say that, but
Yeah.
I've played that game like once. My
Oh,
wife's addicted to it. She would know.
I used to play it a lot, but it's changed. I don't remember those ribbons. So,
Mm.
but I'm locking in Candy Crush.
Okay, I'm going with you. Candy Crush. What is it?
Nice. It is Candy Crush.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
We got that
Okay.
one.
Okay, number 3.
There's a pigeon. Um,
I think I know.
you know?
I think I know.
I want to say like a Spider-Man game, like something in the city.
I was gonna say New Donk City from Super Mario Odyssey
Oh, okay.
because I'm pretty sure there's pigeons in that game,
Really? Like
which is weird.
realistic pigeons like that?
I think so in New Donk City, but I don't know for sure.
Hmm.
But
I'm
I'm
gonna
locking it in.
Okay. I'm gonna go
Odyssey.
some Spider-Man game. Yep.
All right, what is
Super
it?
Mario Odyssey.
Nailed it. Oh, baby.
Dang, what the
Okay.
heck?
Not bad.
Ugh.
All right.
Okay.
Number 4. Can you zoom in on that one for me?
I'm gonna say Super Smash.
I'm going to say like Gravity Rush or something because I don't know. That background looks all weird.
Yeah, it looks like some sort of like side fighting game though. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, I'm going with
What is it?
It is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Oh, nice.
Metal Bowser.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Number 5 looks like Baraka from Mortal
Baraka?
Kombat. I think that's his name, Baraka.
Baraka? Yeah.
The guy with the blade hands.
Yeah.
Or
Hmm.
like Nemesis from
I was thinking
Resident Evil 2.
I was thinking Resident Evil.
But I'm sticking with Baraka, Mortal
Okay.
Kombat.
I'm locking in Resident Evil.
All right.
Baraka from Mortal Kombat 11.
Come on.
Dang, easy. It's easy for you.
Honestly, kind of easy. Number 6. That's kind of small.
Skibbity toilet. I don't know. Looks like a
It
bathroom.
looks like a
floor.
mouth. Oh, that's Five Nights at Freddy's, no?
Oh, the wooden thing.
The animatronic.
Yeah, I'll
One
go.
of 'em.
I'll lock that in. Five Nights at
Okay.
Freddy's with you.
Okay, let's try it.
Oh, 6 doesn't have an answer
What?
on here.
Okay, chat, you guys got to help us out.
Oh God.
YouTube comments later. What do you guys think number 6 is?
We think Five Nights at Freddy's. What the heck? Stupid.
I'm still locking in that. I think
I'm
we're
locking.
right.
Yeah, I'm locking that in.
Okay. All right. Number 7 then. Woof.
Sonic. A Sonic game.
That looks like it's Sonic in the corner there.
Yeah, sort of Sonic-ish, right?
That looks Sonic as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go Sonic.
I'm locking in Sonic.
Sonic
the
2.
Hedgehog. Nice.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Number 8.
Minecraft.
Minecraft?
I'm logging in Minecraft. I don't know. That seems Minecrafty. That seems like lava.
It looks like
cobblestone.
Super Mario 64 to me.
Oh, it might be. Shit. Well, I think I locked in.
Final answer. Yeah.
Yep.
What is it?
Minecraft.
Whoa,
yeah,
nice.
Let's go.
Okay.
It looked like lava and cobble.
Yeah. Now I think we both know what 9 is.
Mario? I don't know.
No way you don't know.
I have no idea. I don't know.
Look in the left corner down there.
Oh, it's Among Us. It's Among Us.
It's Among Us.
It's Among Us. That's what it is. Locked in. Among Us.
Okay.
Dang, we're doing way better than I thought.
Once you take a little closer look, it gets a little easier, I feel like.
Yeah.
Number 10, we both know.
Do we?
That's Mario, bro.
It looks like Mario, but I'm kind of concerned that it's like might not be Mario though.
Like some trick question.
Yeah, it's a trick. Yeah, it's a trick answer.
I'm locking in Super Mario Bros.
All right, I'll go Super Mario Bros. Too. Yep, Super Mario Bros.
Come on.
Nice. All right, chat. You guys got to help us. Number 6.
Number
comments.
6.
What is
YouTube comments? I think it's got to be Five Nights at Freddy's, but
yeah,
I guess we'll never know for sure. Like I don't know. Some YouTube commenter could
somebody will know. They'll reverse
really
it and search it. They'll figure it out.
Yeah, well the URL's right there for where this image is. So like,
yeah, YouTube comments has it.
Yeah.
Get it.
Nice. We did it.
That was surprising.
Hey, I didn't think we would do that great either. I thought it would just be content because we suck. But it turns out I feel like we're like gamers. 7 for 10.
Yeah, I thought we were pretty good.
That's a passing grade to me.
And when I first opened it up, I was like, I don't know any of these. Candy
Yeah, I was
Crush.
like, don't study, no looking. Let's do it on the episode, and I think it worked out great.
I
So,
think so too. Yeah.
well,
Nice.
welcome to episode 69, everybody. Real quick housekeeping. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We like seeing number go up, and so we'd appreciate it because we're working on content all the time. And these
Hmm.
episodes, we have a lot of fun doing them, and we're not stopping anytime soon. So, also, we just put out a new episode of Mustache Ride Versus, a
Hmm.
series where Tooth and I go head to head in various games. And this time, the game is Tricky Towers. Episode
Yes.
1 is out of our best of 3 series, and we're working on episode 2 very soon. And so that should be out pretty soon as well. And you don't want to miss it.
Don't want to. It's a good
Nope.
one. And I want to know in the comments whether or not you're surprised by who won. I'll leave
Yeah,
it
me
there.
too.
I'll leave it there.
And we'll leave it there. That's it. Join the Discord as well to suggest topics for the show, how we can improve the show. We always want to make the show better for you. So join the Discord and also check out our Patreon where things like Mustache Ride Versus and other content we make usually go up 1 week earlier on that Patreon page. So check it out. Support us there if you'd like. But yeah, that's the spiel.
Yeah.
Tooth, you have a good Halloween?
It was not bad. It's like during the week, right? So I had to work and trick
Yeah.
or treat like here is at 6 p.m. I didn't get off work till 5 p.m. I
Mm.
hit like some insane level of traffic, so I didn't even get here until like trick or treaters were already like moseying about. But yeah, it was not too bad. Had some pizza, had some candy. A lot of people were invited over to my house because we live like in town, and so they
Oh, okay.
started from here to go out to trick or treat.
Oh,
Um,
fun.
but I think they had a good turnout.
Do you have a lot of trick or treaters?
Yeah, yeah, I'd say we probably had like 200 and some trick or treaters, probably.
I feel like that's a lot.
Yeah. I don't know. I saw a TikTok video of like somebody getting like 700 in like less than 10 minutes.
Whoa.
I don't know where they were. That's
I thought I had
insane.
a lot.
How many? How?
That's I don't know. I didn't count. I don't even know where to begin to count. I feel like we had a lot too.
My
Just like
grandma.
mobs of people going down the street.
My grandma counts the candy, like
Oh,
the pieces, and so
sure.
she knows like afterwards she'll count it again if she has any left and know like, oh, we had this many trick or treaters.
Oh, she hands out one piece of candy at a time.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's something I should do. Uh, bro, we ran out of candy so fast. I got extra candy. I was like, we're prepared this year. And
Never.
then like just like every year I made the mistake of handing out handfuls of candy at the beginning
Mm,
and then realizing I should cut back and then handing out small handfuls and then slowly but surely working my way down to like 2 pieces each
yeah.
and then running out. It started at like 5:30, 5:45 and then we were out of candy by not even 7:30 and
Dang.
then and I had to put a sign on the door and turn off the lights
Ah.
and I felt bad because we have really bright lights and it lit up the street and then it was dark. And so,
You should have popped a bag of
uh,
popcorn and handed out like pieces of popcorn.
well, I was a hot dog for Halloween and kids were like, "You don't have any hot dogs?" And I was like,
Oh, that would
"Maybe
have
I'll
been
hand
a
out hot dogs next year.
yeah, that would have
Just
been a
loose
good
hot
idea.
dogs."
Just like
Yeah.
yeah, no buns,
No buns, just raw.
just like a pot of like boiling hot dogs, and you're just like dropping
I
them.
was thinking straight out the bag.
Raw hot dogs to the kids.
Yeah, dude, why not?
You're
I'm sure their
sick.
parents would love that.
Ugh. Raw hot dogs for Halloween. My favorite house.
You ever eat a raw hot dog?
Yeah. So when I was a kid, I only ate hot dogs. I mean, like
Oh.
exclusively. Like they would get cooked for me for Thanksgiving, like
Oh.
like everything. And I remember like eating them out of the pack. And now, if I smell a hot dog, I'll throw up. Like I
You're
can't.
just all hot dogged out?
Yeah, just thinking of you dressing up like a hot dog is sort of making me nauseous right now.
Well, we're gonna be getting into some clips from the player pass game Mouthwashing where
Oh, if I
you're
throw
gonna have
up,
to see it.
if I throw up, I'm sorry. That's just the way it is these days.
Well, uh, that's okay. If it happens, it happens. I'll cut it out later.
I'll
Don't
just
worry.
go. I'll just go over here. I'll go off.
Off camera.
Yeah, I'll go off camera.
Yeah, just tap your mic and mute it.
Yeah, I'll mute.
Cool. Well, glad to hear you had it sounds like you had a good time for Halloween.
Yeah.
I
Stinks you ran out of candy.
I ran out of candy, and it was funny because there were I had 2 pieces of candy left, and then 3 little girls ran up to the door. They were probably like middle school or something, and I was like, "We got a problem," because I got 2 pieces of candy left, and there's 3 of you, and one of them was like, "Just give them both to me," and I was
That's a
like, "How
good
about
one.
you rock paper scissors for it?" And they like went straight into it. They were down, and so they did 2 rounds of rock paper scissors. They all did scissors at first, and
Of
then one of them
course.
beat both of them. And so I gave the one both pieces, and I was like, "All
Dang.
right, that's it." And I held the bowl upside down, and everybody out front my house, everybody walking up the driveway, I held the bowl upside down. I was like, "I'm out of candy. I'm sorry." And I backed away slowly. I'm out of candy. One kid came up and he was like, he like was kind of looking through my door, and he was like, you don't have any other candy?" And I was like, "I'm out. I gave it all away." And I was like,
Dang.
"Sorry."
You're on
He's
the
like, "You got
list.
something in there." I was like, "No, I don't." He was really like pushed back.
You better give me $5, old man.
No. Getting robbed by these kids now. No. So I backed away slowly I tried not to get bit, and closed the door. And yeah,
You should
I
have
felt
just
bad.
punted him off of your property.
Yeah, just Sparta kick.
Yeah, Sparta kicked him right out of there.
I would have done some damage too. That hot dog kick.
You're on a
But
list now. You're on a
I
list.
even Oh
The
yeah,
yeah, the run out of candy list. It's all over
it is what
Reddit.
it
It's
is.
all over Reddit right now. Like actual addresses of like, don't send your kids here. They run out of candy early.
We didn't hand out candy earlier, or last year rather,
Mm.
and so I saw early in the night a lot of people just walking right past my house. My door's open, lights are on, but it's still like kind of daylight out. But kids were walking past my house, and I was in my hot dog suit holding a bowl of candy inside my screen door. I was like, "What am I, a chopped liver wiener? Like what the heck?
You
My candy not good enough?"
It's probably good because you would have ran out of candy like an hour earlier.
True,
Yeah.
true. Anyway,
Good
it's
Halloween.
been what? It's been 2 weeks
2 weeks.
since we last had an episode.
Yeah. 2 weeks.
What's been going on in your life, man? Tell me all about it.
Just the same old same, trying to crawl my way through the trenches of Overwatch competitive to get out of gold, and I am so close.
Still
I
on the
can
grind, huh?
I can taste it. I know this season I'll be out of gold in tank for sure. And then I think I'll be up to gold 1 in both damage and support this season too.
They say the more you want it, the harder it is
I
to get.
know. I wonder when that moment is when you like switch, where you're like, all right, I'm tank now, or like I'm support. Like, because right
I,
now they're all growing like pretty consistently, but there's got to be a moment where it's like, I only play support now. Like, that's it.
it's got to be what you enjoy more,
Yeah.
because you're not going to be able to grind and lose and then win and actually get better if you don't actually enjoy it. So it's got to be the one you enjoy more, right?
In my heart, it's tank, but in the moment, it's none of them.
Oh,
But probably damage in the moment. Tank just feels so bad. Even when you win, feels bad.
mhm.
Every time. Everything feels bad about it. But I still enjoy the game. It's still good.
Yeah.
The
I've been
Halloween event
playing
was really good.
I was playing a lot of that.
Solid.
I got my 50 wins, got the title,
Nice. I don't think I got the 50
or
wins in
50
it.
50 games completed,
Yeah,
and then wins grant double.
I had like I don't know, like I was getting mad in that game in that game mode, and I was like, oh, it's just the holiday mode. Chill out. It's not
Yeah.
like, just relax. It's fun. It's a fun
Oh,
thing.
for fun.
But I liked it. I liked that you could collect the cards and do all that stuff. That was cool.
The mutations and
Yeah,
stuff.
the
Yeah.
mutations. That was a lot of fun. For Halloween, I played Chuxie, Chuxie.
Okay.
Crazy game. Like if you came in like in the last half hour, you'd be like, what the hell is this? Because there was like pickles and like dancing people and like
Yeah.
picture frames attacking you. But in the beginning, the jump scares were like on point. The game was like weird, like the movement was weird, like you weren't able to jump, like there was like just weird things
It's
about
like a
it.
body cam game, right?
Yeah, yeah, it was like first
Yeah.
person body cam-ish, and I think like because everything was a little like meh, it made the jump scares like even better. And they timed them so perfectly for the first like I don't know, like half of the game at least. And it was
You
like
have
scared
a
me.
YouTube short. You gotta find
I
that YouTube
do.
short and play
Yeah.
it.
All right. So I'll pull up the YouTube short.
Chucksy though. I
Chucksy.
have never heard of that game.
And
And
so
then what? Kate had suggested it to you
yeah, so I told her to pick a game
for Halloween.
for Halloween. And so
Yeah.
she chose Chucksy. And I was like, okay, I'll do
It
it.
looks silly. It looked funny,
It
but
was silly. It was silly in the end. But
silly can be spooky.
here's the first YouTube short.
Okay. Oh, I'm talking about that second. Okay. Oh, I hadn't seen that one.
So the whole plan was I had a harmonica and I'd put it in my mouth, but it was too hard to hold in my mouth and I was getting too scared, and I'm like more of a nose breather than I am a mouth breather, and so the harmonica wasn't really working, so I think I'm going to get a kazoo to try it next time. So when you
Okay,
get
that'd be
jump
easier
scared,
to
it's
hold
like,
in your mouth anyway.
yeah, for sure. All right, this is the next one.
Okay, okay. The how you instinctively shoot and you just looked there, you
I
look
know,
away,
I know.
and then you look back. Like that's really good timing.
Yeah, so they timed them perfectly, and the problem was is that they didn't like all of the ones that were jump scares really like didn't hurt you. So it's not like you were like shooting them for any reason. It was just like it was just there to scare you,
Yeah,
like to
that's
freak you
funny.
out. There was another one that I don't have a clip for yet, but it like you go across this, you have to like turn off all the lights, like shoot out all the lights, and you have to walk across this thing. And when you get across, you like turn your light on to keep walking, and there like something pops up, and I backed off the cliff area and fell down and died.
That's
Oh
funny.
yeah, it was like, oh man, but that was a good jump scare game. Like it was,
Yeah.
so I think we're gonna do that like a couple more times, like trying to like find some more games like that. Um, and if she sends it to me, I'm just gonna play it and try to like,
Yeah.
I don't know, get through it. It was pretty short, like short game, like only a couple hours long. Um, and in the end, like spoilers, if you're gonna play it, spoilers right this second. Once you get through the game, you get to this moment where like you're trying to help out Pan, which is this like weird dancing demon that will dance for 2 coins, 2 gold coins.
Sure.
And at the end though, like you can go get more money, like sort of around, and you can come back and buy power-ups that you can take into a new game, like a new game plus if you start it again. So the ability to
Oh,
jump, some other things. So I think there might be more content coming eventually to it, but
interesting.
it's a good game. It was pretty cheap too. Like right now, I think on the Steam store, I think it's still part of the uh that like Steam Scream 3D uh event right now on
Oh, okay.
sale. But it's $6.99. So
Chucksy.
Chucksy. Yeah,
Man,
I'd recommend
they
it.
say jump scares are cheap, but I swear, jump scares are pretty effective. I know it's not like there's different types of scary.
Yeah.
Jump scares are definitely like an effective type of scary, but psychological and like atmospheric kind of spooky stuff is definitely scary too, and it takes a lot of skill to get that down.
Yeah.
Less skill to get a good jump scare, but to time it right and to get it to actually like make you jump, like there's no doubt that's effective skill still, and
Yeah.
I think that that could be an art in itself to time it right to make sure to really get you. But it's still the same thing. Like throughout the game, if you do it too much, you're gonna get used to it.
Yeah.
It's not gonna get you as much.
And that's what this one does, is that it doesn't jump scare you around every corner. There's like a lot of moments where like an actual enemy is coming at you and like you have to fight that, or like it'll be a jump scare and also an enemy that you're like trying to fight. And I think just the general like ambiance of the game when you're in like the real part of the game, like footsteps and like the sounds, like I think it does a pretty good job for how cheap it is and how quick
Nice.
quick it is. Mostly positive, but that was a pretty good game. Played that for Halloween. um then last night last episode we talked about we died in Minecraft. It was in hardcore again.
Hardcore survival.
Hardcore survival dual co-op, and so we died for the 6th time. So we're on our 7th world, and we played last night, and I think we're setting up pretty good. I think we've learned our lesson that we need to stick together for certain things, and we're back up to like having all the farm stuff and our house and iron things, and we're getting ready to go into making the iron farm, which is like the next step. So where it used to take us 2 episodes to get to the part where we died the previous one, we're getting there in like a couple hours. So it's like
That's good.
I think we're learning, and this time it looks good.
Let's level with me. Okay.
Yes.
Are you ever gonna actually do it? Are you gonna make it? Are you gonna beat the Ender Dragon on hardcore survival? You think it's ever actually going to happen?
We are. And this is, I'm going to tell you why. I think we have got to the point where we know our strengths with each other in Minecraft, in that all it's going to take is us building up enough armor to take on a couple raids to get a totem of undying, or a couple of them. And if we can get a couple totems of undying, I think that we can successfully take on the Ender Dragon. Because honestly, the Ender Dragon's not quite as bad as encountering some of the other things while you're in there, like the Warden, some of the newer stuff they've added, like in the overworld.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about encountering. Is
Okay.
that when we're trying to get diamonds? But I feel good about it. I think we're doing good.
Okay.
And then
I like the confidence.
I played some Phasmo too for Halloween. So
Oh yeah.
they have like a Halloween community mode right now, where everybody's sort of like working together to like get achievements collectively as a Phasmophobia community, to unlock
Oh,
like trophies and stuff like that, because they
fun.
just released the console version of
Right.
Phasmophobia. So that just released. And yeah, it's fun. Like it's still a fun game to play with everybody.
Yeah, I need to hop back in there with you guys. I thought it was a cool game, really awesome concept. I never thought it was that scary. I
Yeah.
always wanted it to be more scary.
Yeah. Demonologist, I think, did that. I don't know if you ever played Demonologist, but it was more jump scare.
That's a Phasmo like though, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's just like
Yeah.
Phasmophobia ish. There's like some variants to it. Like you have to actually go in and like exorcise the ghost.
That's cool.
Yeah, which is like makes total sense, because in Phasmophobia, I was always like, well, we got hired, we go in and we're like, yep, that one's a demon. Tough
Good
shit.
luck.
Yeah,
See
move.
ya.
Yeah.
Pay me.
You're gonna have to move out, I think. Like nothing we can do about
Burn it down. I don't know.
it. Yeah.
Call the Ghostbusters. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was always weird, but yeah, it's still pretty good.
You
Good
know what they should
games.
do for Halloween is put all of the characters in costume. Do they do
Yeah.
that?
No. They should do that.
Yeah, like one person's a jack-o'-lantern, the other person's a ghost, and like just simple stuff, but
Yeah.
put them in costumes. It's Halloween. Come on.
And they could do like, it could be so easy for them to partner with like something like Ghostbusters or Casper, or like I don't know, like some like
Ghostbusters uniforms for the Phasmophobia
yeah.
crew. That would be
Why are you
sick.
not doing that? That's
Come on.
that's easy.
Hey,
Oh,
look. you can have these for free. Phasmophobia
Yeah,
devs.
those are free ideas that we're giving you right now, and they're easy, and everybody will love it. Just
Hmm.
like I've heard everybody is loving Black Ops 6, which you've been playing.
That's true. I haven't started the campaign yet. I've seen a little bit of it, but
Mm,
I'm planning on starting that on Monday. So that remains to be seen for me. But what I am playing a lot and enjoying a lot is the zombies. Boy, that's a good zombies mode.
yeah.
Uh, there's two maps. They have a main quest, or what we used to call the Easter eggs, which I
Mm-hmm.
still call the Easter eggs. Now they call them the main quest. Um, and they exist, but they're coming out with a guided mode soon for
Mm.
the Blops 6 zombies, and they don't have it out yet. But everybody knows how to do the Easter eggs, and so there's. But if you beat the Easter egg before the guided mode comes out, then you get like some special reward for
Oh,
beating it.
cool.
And so I was able to group up with some buddies, and they basically carried me. But I carried
Nice.
my own, but they did all the hard stuff for the
Yeah.
Easter egg. And then we beat the final bosses and got the special rewards, and um,
Nice.
really gratifying, really nice to have, because it used to be round based, just try to get to the highest round, or there
Mm-hmm.
used to be light Easter eggs, or Easter eggs that are just really obscure,
Yeah.
and you have to watch YouTube video tutorials and frame by frame to understand what's going on. And now it seems like it's pretty clear, and then there's like cutscenes, bosses, and it's pretty satisfying because it's a really good challenge.
Nice.
So it's dialed in really nicely. So really loving the zombies. The multiplayer for Blop 6, it's pretty good. The
Yeah.
guns are fun. It's probably about as fun as it's ever going to be, because as time goes on, they're just going to pump it full of microtransactions and new guns and battle passes,
Yeah.
and then Warzone or whatever. It's just going to be bloated again, just like every other Call of Duty ends up being. So right now, it's about as bare as it's ever going to be, and the menu loads for the most part. Like, you can see your guns. You go to another gun, it pops up. Like the other Call of Duty, my gun wouldn't even load to where I couldn't see what I'm
Yeah.
changing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
like, but then the the multiplayer is really sweaty.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
of
always really
course. Of
sweaty.
course. Yeah.
Always. I know that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just feels different. A different kind of sweat.
I don't know. You don't
It's
practice as much.
I guess I don't. I'm out of the
Yeah.
game a little bit,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. Overall, I'm enjoying the multiplayer. It's just
Yeah.
it's hard to get on a roll like I
Yeah.
used to be able to. Maybe I'm just getting old, Tooth. Maybe
Yeah.
tell me, am I getting old?
You're not a gamer anymore.
No, I'm a gamer. I'm so gamer.
You're not an FPS gamer
I
anymore.
am.
Nope.
I'm like number one.
Nope. You're number
Tooth.
4 on the
Why'd I ask
leaderboard
you?
every time.
No,
Number
no,
4 on
I'm
the
not.
leaderboard every time.
Not number one. I'm not often number one on the
We
leader.
could be. We could practice. We could get rid of all of our responsibilities, move into a crummy studio apartment.
Dreamer house.
Yeah, streamer. No, more of like a streamer slum apartment because we can't
Dreamer
afford
slum.
it.
I like that. That's
And
good
then,
though. I like that. Has a
and then
good ring to it.
and then we grind top 5% in the world. Call of Duty, Black Ops 6.
It could be us.
Could be.
Well, you know what else I've been grinding is Tricky Towers every night for the past week. Also, I finished Silent Hill 2, so that's pretty sick.
What? Let's go
Um,
back to that one thing that you said. The Tricky
no, I
Towers.
finished it. Silent Hill.
The
What?
the Tricky Towers thing. Practicing Tricky Towers.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh, okay.
no, I'm
You
not.
didn't say that. Okay. All right, Silent Hill.
I don't need to
Okay.
practice.
Nothing. I mean, I just wanted to see if you're getting close to my 1,000 hours of time in the game yet. So
The truth is, that was a joke, and I have not been practicing. I guarantee it. The only time I practiced was after we recorded the last episode, and we played together. Otherwise, I haven't loaded it back up once, which is probably a mistake. I
Just-
probably should practice.
just so you guys know, we check each other's playtime before we start the next episode of Mustache Ride Versus. And if we see any level of variance, then we don't do the episode.
That's wrong. We do. But it's look, it's obviously when it comes to Mustache Ride versus, no amount of practice can guarantee what the final outcome will be. Because
That's
I had
true.
played much more tabs than you had played, and you,
Yes.
frankly, you kicked my ass in that game. So
Yeah.
hey, who's to
Yeah.
say what's gonna happen?
It's too hard to tell. You'll have to watch.
But anyway, like I was saying, I'd finished Silent Hill 2.
Mm,
That game really goes places. I don't know how else to put it. No spoilers
okay.
here or anything, but throughout the game, like I was saying last time, there's a lot of gray, a lot of lulls, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
highs, good amount of lows as far as excitement goes. So
Yeah.
it's a game that was kind of putting me to sleep. Toward the end of the game, that wasn't happening. And it was a lot more riveting. There's
Okay.
moments in the game and people that you meet and talk to where you tackle really heavy themes.
Hmm.
um it's hard. I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to spoil anything, but themes
Yeah.
like bullying or childhood trauma or like daddy issues kind of things,
Mm-hmm.
uh and other stuff. And it really makes you think. It's really heavy, very sad, also super spooky, uh gets kind of tough at times, but overall, Silent Hill 2, what a damn treat. That game really goes places. I loved it.
Yeah. I've heard super good things about that game. I feel like after watching you play it, watching a couple other people play it, I think it might be like a little bit too slow for me. Like too many lulls. It happened in what was that game? Evil Within. I feel like
Oh
there was a
yeah.
lot of like moments where you're like walking for a long time, and then the intense moments were like super intense. And it seems like Silent Hill is like that, but there's more just walking in between it.
A lot of walking,
Yeah.
a lot of spaces to traverse, and bro doesn't walk too fast. Even when you sprint, you're like still kind of just trotting. It's not really a
Moseying
sprint.
around. Yeah.
Yeah. So it takes a bit, but very atmospheric. I just really enjoyed it. I can see why it's so, up there on people's favorite game lists ever. I
Yeah.
could see why.
Mm.
It's not quite there for me. I still like Resident Evil more,
Mm-hmm.
but it's pretty good. Um, let's see. Also today, well, first of all, I had a Halloween stream. Like I was saying, I had played Mouthwashing, the game that we're going to be talking about later for Player Pass,
Mm-hmm.
and I decided to do something because Mouthwashing, it's a kind of a spooky game, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I was thinking it wasn't scary enough. My
Mm-hmm.
stream, it wouldn't be scary enough for the viewer, and
Yeah.
so I thought I'd do something uh really scary.
Yeah.
And so on my stream, for the first time ever, I offered to do a TikTok dance for 500
Nice.
bits. I would do a TikTok dance,
Nice.
um, it's scarring my viewers forever,
How did that go?
probably.
Do you want to
It
see?
went. Oh
I'll
yeah,
show.
why don't you show
Where's
the
the little
people how
kid?
it
Little
went? Let
kid
them
does it.
decide.
I could probably do it. I'm gonna have to watch this like 10 times. Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta play the song. This isn't the right song. Here we go.
How's that?
Damn, I'm getting into it now. Is it still cringe if I like it? Nah. Where's the little.
Okay.
So
Do you
let's just say this
I
hot dog's got some moves.
I'm thinking that you probably have a career in TikTok dancing.
Easy.
Yeah, I think so.
Long as I'm getting paid $5 per dance, pretty cheap at the end of the day.
Pretty cheap. Yeah, not bad.
There are men that go to strip clubs and pay way more than that. You know,
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you could come here and spend less money and get a better dance.
That's what I'm saying. So anytime, just hit me up. $5. Actually, it was a one-time thing, and I'm never doing it again. It was only for Halloween, only to scare my viewers. So yeah, we were playing Mouthwashing, and periodically, uh, pretty actually not very many times. Luckily, I didn't have to do it too much, but periodically I'd have to break and do a stupid TikTok dance. And so,
That's funny.
yeah. So, but it was a fun stream, fun
Yeah.
Halloween stream.
Nice.
I was a hot dog. Last thing, yesterday or this morning or something, Monster Hunter Wilds came out with a beta
Okay.
on Steam. And so I downloaded the beta, I loaded it up, I was at the main menu thing, and then I like kicked my feet up on my desk and somehow I fell asleep for like a half hour. That was like earlier today. And so I wanted to play some to be able to talk about it on the episode tonight.
Yeah.
But then I woke up to your Discord ping and then it was I was like, "Oh no. I ran out of time so I couldn't play it." So
I'm not gonna lie, falling asleep at the desk like that sounds absurd to me, but I mean, I haven't done it. I haven't tried it. So
I could have
maybe
gone and napped on my bed and then fell asleep and stayed asleep for 3 hours and
that's true.
I would have just only now
Been
gotten
getting
up.
up.
So, yeah.
I guess I could like lean my chair back and use a controller and play on my top monitor.
That's 100%.
That's something. Okay. Yeah, you got me
Yeah,
thinking.
you kick your feet up on the desk, lean
Yeah.
back, and then I just lay my head back and I'm out sometimes.
I mean,
Sometimes.
I have a pillow. I have it. It's on the desk.
I don't even have a backrest. I don't even have like a
Oh man.
I have to slump down to be able to put my head right here.
Yeah, I have a comfortable one, and I think I might try that out.
Give it a shot, man.
Maybe so.
It's easy to you're not going to fall asleep for 3 hours.
No.
It's like a 30-minute little cat nap and you're back up and ready to go. And I highly recommend it.
I'll give it a shot.
Okay?
How about the next player pass? You want to give that a shot?
I do want to give that a shot, Tooth, because you know how we do here. We like playing video games.
Yeah.
And
lots
so
of them.
every episode, Tooth and I spin the great wheel of games.
The
to
great
pick
wheel
what-
of games.
The great wheel of games. To pick what game we'll be playing in between episodes. And then we play it. We come back the following episode and we have a fun discussion about that game. Last episode, I added to the wheel mouthwashing. We spun the wheel and immediately got mouthwashing.
Yes.
So
it's interesting.
So we played it.
Yeah, we did.
And boy, that game. Tooth, why don't you tell us a little bit about that game before I start?
All right, that
going
game
off.
is weird. Okay, like he said, it's SMC said it's called Mouthwashing. I don't. For me, it took a long time to understand why it was, but we'll get into that probably. Developed by Wrong Organ. It came out September 26, 2024, so fairly new game, just a couple months old. And
Just over 1 month.
yeah,
right?
just over 1 month old. Yeah, I guess it is November now. Steam summary of the game: you have 5 crew members, and they're part of the Tulpar. It's a freight ship, so they are shipping freight through space. I don't really know where they're going. I don't know if you ever really know that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they're going somewhere. They're delivering freight. They're stranded in the empty reaches of space for some reason, shrouded in a perpetual sunset. And then the last line, God is not watching, which is a good thing.
Boy,
Good
yeah.
thing. Good thing
That's
there's
the
no God
truth.
there.
Woof.
Ooh, buddy.
Well, I'm gonna. My dogs are going nuts for a second, so I'm gonna let you go. Start.
Okay.
Start.
All right. I'll
start
start.
talking,
All right.
and
So-
I'll chime in.
All right, so I played this game for a little over 2.5 hours ish. I started a new one. I immediately you're met with a choice, and I don't have a clip of it, so I'm gonna play one of your clips. And so this is the first encounter that you have in the game. You're approaching an asteroid in your ship, and you need to steer away from it. It's a situation, but this is the first clip that you're met with.
Please make a manual correction 1.4 degrees leftwards to avoid impact with unknown mass. Steer right. Wait, didn't it say leftwards?
It did. Yeah, it
If
said
I steer
left.
right, I'll be steering into the mass.
That's true.
That's my only option. What if I just don't steer? Nah, we're doing it. Right into the mass.
Yep.
No hesitation either. I barely hesitated. I was like, what am I am I really doing this? And then didn't even think about it. Just let's do it.
I didn't even think about it when it happened. I was like, yeah, it wants me to steer away from it. And I was like, I didn't even like think like left or right. I was like, yeah, steer away
and
from it.
And then you saw the thing on the screen go toward the mass, and you're like, wait,
what? No. And then I was like,
yeah.
I was like looking around, like, what do you do? And I was like, and then you make an unfortunate choice. And immediately I was like, oh, I should have made the other choice.
But there was no other choice.
There was no other choice. Yes, there was no other choice to it. Man, it kicks off the game in a weird, like crazy way.
Unfortunately, there's quite a few things that happen in this game where you don't have a choice. You have to do
it.
Yeah. And so that's mouthwashing in a nutshell, but that's like too reductive because there's a lot going on. So you said, we're on a freighter ship. We're shipping cargo across space over it's like an over a year-long voyage. To get to somewhere.
They had 237 days left in their voyage. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think they were like not even halfway through it. So
yeah, they had cryotubes on the ship. Like if that gives you any idea of like how long of a journey it is.
Yeah. So before we get any further, we're going to be talking about the beginning of the game.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to be spoiling any major story stuff, anything major, until later in the episode, until a little bit, and we'll be very clear about when the spoilers are happening. So if you want to play this game, like I said, it's only a little over a month old. So if you want to play this game, stop watching at the spoiler point, or if you hear something you don't like, just leave, and that's how that's going to be. So,
and come back when you finish the game.
Yeah, exactly. But with that said, so you're on a journey shipping cargo, and then there's a point where you steer the ship into the asteroid.
Yes.
And then the thing with this game is there's a lot of time jumps. And so
many time jumps.
Yeah, and there's a lot of moments where the person that you're playing as kind of starts tripping out.
Yeah.
And you have to play through their mind delusions or whatever.
And you're not just forward and backward. It's sort of like forward, backward, forward a little bit, backward a lot, and then in some cases, and this really isn't a spoiler, but you get another perspective. So like you're looking through somebody else in the game too.
Yeah, and it says like the time frame that they give you, it's like, what does that mean?
Yeah, you're like,
and you don't find out till later. And honestly, I'm still a little unsure as to what exactly it meant.
Yeah.
But I think it's just there's just a lot of
weird.
delusions, a lot of the word is escaping me. Where you see things.
Yeah, it's like a
hallucination.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Thank goodness.
I think it's important to there's 5 crew members, right? So there's the captain, Captain Curly. Jimmy is the co-pilot, which is like should be co-captain, right? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Like they say co-pilot. There's Anya, who is the medical person, the nurse Anya. And then there is Swansea, who is the like the maintenance guy.
Yeah, mechanic.
Yeah, and then there's
Daisuke.
Yeah, and he's the intern to the maintenance guy. So he's like a young intern guy.
Greenhorn.
Yeah, he's brand new, doesn't know anything. That's clear. Swansea reminds him all the time. But yeah, those are the characters, and I think Did you make any like early judgments of the
About
characters?
the
So like,
characters.
yeah.
Yeah,
For me, at Swansea, I was like, dude, you're such a dick. I don't like you.
he's
I
a
don't like you at
dickhead.
all.
I gave him a southern accent. I think the way he was talking was like he sounded southern.
That seems
I'm
right.
pretty sure
Yeah.
Curly was British, but I didn't try doing a British accent
Oh.
on stream.
I didn't think about that.
There's just certain words they say where I'm just like,
Yeah,
"Are you
yeah.
British?"
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I see that now. I see that now.
Yeah. And I got the vibe that it's a pretty diverse cast
Mhm.
anyway. Like
Yeah.
Daisuke, probably Japanese or something. It's
Yeah.
hard to say. But either way, it doesn't really matter because they're all there for the same reason, same goal to get the
Yes.
cargo through space. So you crash the ship into the asteroid, and it goes 2 months later or 2 months after the crash.
Yeah.
And then you see how the ship somehow isn't destroyed.
Mhm.
But just like in the description on Steam, it says you're stranded in space. So there's no way to get to the controls because as soon as I think you made impact with the asteroid, like airbags in a car, all this insulating foam poofed out of all the cracks and sealed up all the cracks in all the walls,
Yeah.
saving the ship and keeping you from flying out into space.
Yeah.
Which I think is a really cool idea.
It is
I don't
cool.
know how entirely actually possible it is, but the idea that like an airbag in a car, like I said, how that could just happen
Yeah.
and it seals the cracks quick enough to hold the ship together. I think that's pretty cool, and I like that a lot.
I'm sure there's that technology is out there for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just think it's pretty clever. I never really heard of it.
Yeah, I think the game sets the tone really early on. Like that crash and the time jumps, like the vibe like right away. Right away you know what's happening.
There's a lot of things that lead you to know the vibe.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, for sure.
I wrote down the colors in the game, like depending on the time jump and where you are, forward in time and backward in time, the colors of the scenes really show where it is. Like you go, it's like before the crash, all regular colors, good lighting, all that, and then after the crash, it's much more like orangey, red, darker colors. Obviously, it's because there's less lights in the place because a lot of stuff broke.
Yeah.
But it's just very, it depicts the kind of dire situation you're in really well.
Yeah.
I thought they did really good with the lighting.
For sure. I thought the graphics overall were like, it's it's not like it's not UE5, like it's not like insane like graphics, but I think every part of it is like really fitting for the type of game it is. Like it feels like it's supposed to be like that, like an older feeling game. But I think, at least to me, I felt like all the controls and everything for it were like pretty good. Like I didn't really have any problems with like moving around, any movement things with it.
Yeah, no jumping, but that's okay.
Yeah, the no jumping is crazy in my opinion. Another thing that killed me, at least like and I think like it comes into like gameplay loop-ish, but like the vibe of the game, some things just took so damn long to do for no reason. So I have a clip that I'll pull up, and it's a scene where you're making something. 4, 2, 1, 3. Okay. And you're going through this process, and you're making this stuff, like this cake. For a second. And it's a little confusing at first, but you get it, and then it's this whole process.
This didn't take me that long.
Really?
Yeah.
I felt this was so unnecessary. Now we use.
I kind of understood it pretty quick and just I got it. I see what you mean because there's a lot of elements.
It was stupid. There should have been like open the refrigerator, get the cake.
Sure, but also it's like this is how you make cake on a spaceship. At least this is their version of that. And
I don't know.
It made sense to me.
There was like things like walking, or like some parts where you're like chopping things. Like, I don't know. Like, in my opinion, it was like that was such an unnecessary thing to like drag
Well,
on through the
I have
process.
for later when we get into the spoiler section. I have a clip for the chopping thing,
Okay.
and which I think it was perfectly timed and really well done. But that's my opinion. Um,
So long.
I think one other thing I think we can say, because it's still pretty early on in the game, was Curly. So after the crash, Curly's not in good shape.
Curly is not in good shape.
And Anya, one of the judgments I made of the characters was that Anya is not a very good nurse.
No,
I'm pretty sure she's not a good nurse, and she can't handle things that nurses should be able to handle.
that's true.
And so you end up having to help Curly out, where, like I said, he's not in good shape, and you got to give him painkillers.
Yes. So I'll play your clip that you have.
Okay.
Ugh. Look at his eyeball. I don't like
Poor,
that.
poor Curly.
His mouth is closed. Do I have to open his mouth? Oh. Hold still, yeah? I don't like this any more than you do. You know what they say. Pain is how we know we're still living. Bro, bro obviously doesn't want to be still living. He shouldn't be.
I sped through this part because it's really gross.
I thought we killed him.
Yeah, like he choked.
Choked down the painkillers.
I
guess
thought
he doesn't have lips.
I thought we killed him on purpose.
Kind of hard to swallow something down without lips. Poor guy.
You got an achievement for this.
Kill me. Repeatedly open and close Curly's mouth. I just got an achievement for messing with this guy. Oh, man.
Poor guy. Like,
That's so funny. I actually like went to your Steam and looked at the achievements that you got
oh
versus
yeah.
the ones that I got, and I was like, "What?"
You didn't get that one?
I didn't get that one. No, like, I was like, "What a weird achievement."
Yeah. Yep. I
Poor
just made him
dude.
say "kill me." Like, I feel like I'm speaking for him when saying some, without lips, you can't really say me. So it'd just
yeah.
be kill me.
I
Which-
walked in and I was like, "Is that the captain?" Jeez, this dude is not in
Yeah.
good shape.
Not in good shape. Poor guy.
Yeah,
Poor guy.
I was pretty confident that like with the conversation that you have with Anya right there, I thought like I'm just gonna kill him. Like I'm killing him right now when the screen goes dark, just putting him out of his misery, and we're gonna get on with the process of trying to fix everything.
Nope.
That's not what happened.
No. Unfortunately, I think.
Yes. That would have been
What else? Any other moments that you found that you maybe remember?
Yeah, as far as non spoiler things, I thought at least like the general map was like a good size. Like you were like moving around, like it was easy to understand like where you were, like the loop of walking around to the different rooms that you had to go to. So of course, like with the different people on the ship, there's like a med bay, a utility bay, a cockpit, or at some point I think what's his face, the utility guy, Swansea says,
Swansea.
oh god, what does he say? He says something like downstairs long nose or something in one of the parts.
Oh
like,
yeah.
and that's what I referred to the cockpit as, like after that.
Oh, that's funny. I like that.
Cockpit, and then there's like a lounge that you go into, and so there's a locked room. There's a locked
Right.
cargo hold. So those are like the 5 rooms ish that you can go into. And I think it's like perfectly spaced. Like it doesn't feel, most of it doesn't feel bad to like walk around and like go find whatever you need to find or do the objective. And it's pretty clear what you need to do for most of the objectives like early in the game. Like it'll pop up like make the cake or like go find blah blah blah. And I think that's pretty
Simple stuff.
Yeah, pretty simple stuff. That's cool.
Yeah, a lot of the game is walking around solving little problems
Mm-hmm.
because either you're Curly the captain or Curly's kind of out of commission, and you're Jimmy and you're like the new captain basically, and you
Yeah.
take up the reins of captain. So you're really just walking around, talking to the different crew members, solving little problems, breaking up some of the foam to get certain things or this or that, and there's a lot of just little things that you have to do, and then
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it just devolves into like the person you're playing as losing it, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
or and that's that you play through that, and then yeah,
Yeah. I don't know if I can say anything else without spoiling it.
should we go into the spoiler zone?
I think so. I think if you've gotten to this point, and you don't want spoilers, of course, leave. But I will say that if you're thinking about this game and you don't want spoilers, obviously don't watch. But it is, should we like make the determination of like player pass right now?
Let's do it, and then we
So
can revisit it after the spoilers too.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
loosely, I think you can probably tell where we're at already.
Yeah.
Play this game.
Yeah. Play this game.
Yeah.
I agree. Like as of right now, I think it's just easy to go in here. It's a little bit more expensive right now. Like it's $12.99, but in my opinion, it's like a 3-hour game. I got like 3 of the achievements. So like if you're an
There's-
achievement hunter, there's like you go and get so much more content out of it.
Yeah.
So I think it's worth it too. At least preemptively right now, loose play.
And there's a lot of moments in it that are it's very artsy. I don't know how else to say it.
You
but
got to read
there's been
into the story.
this like the subtext. Yeah.
Yeah.
Read between the lines,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of deep themes in the game that it tries to tackle. I say play it. I might even replay this game one day just to like maybe I'll blow through the dialogue and just look at the visuals again.
Mhm.
There's certain moments in the game that are pretty freaky,
Yes.
really gross, and it's all for there's always a point behind it, but also sometimes you really got to think about what the point was.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, where the hell did they come up with that?
Yeah.
You know? So that's all I have to say is it's a hard play for me.
Yeah.
I would have paid $20 for this game.
I think it's worth it. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's $12.99. That's a pretty good.
It's a
Good
good
deal.
deal. Yeah, it's an awesome deal right now. So definitely play. Now, if you don't want the spoilers, get out of here. Leave.
Spoiler zone. Spoiler zone.
We need the warning thing from the game here. Editor, if you're watching, editor. Right there.
Editor doesn't watch this.
I know. They're the worst.
Okay, spoiler zone. We're doing it.
Spoilers.
Spoilers for mouthwashing. What's your first spoiler?
My first spoiler is knowing when you thought Jimmy was a bad boy. When you thought he might be a bad guy. He might be.
The way he and Curly were talking at points, where
Yeah.
Curly's like trying to just open up and tell him how he feels, and then he's like, like Jimmy's like, oh really? You made it to the top of the ladder and nowhere else to go. I guess I get it. And
Yeah.
then Curly has to break the bad news that they're all getting fired, and the
Pony
Pony
Express.
Express is getting shut down.
Yeah.
And Jimmy like loses his
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
But Curly's just trying to be, honest with the
captain.
crew.
Yeah, he's telling them early. They wanted him to tell them when they were like at the place.
And then Jimmy holds what Curly told him in confidence, like, opened up. He was vulnerable about where he wants to go in life. And then Jimmy holds that against him.
Yeah.
I was like, you're kind of an asshole, man. What the hell?
Dude. I started to get it there. I was like, man, like, dude, what is wrong with you? Like, why? What? I'm like, okay, like, of course everybody like is gonna lose their mind on this ship, but there's one specific moment where I was like, he's bad guy, Jimmy's a bad guy, and it's this moment right here, when you're talking to
Oh.
do something
Yeah.
dangerous, Jimmy. He'll understand why we had to do this, and he can explain himself. Think so? Tasuki. Everyone's counting on you. Captain's orders. Wow, what a crappy captain, dude. Yeah, that
Yeah,
moment right
there's
there, I was like, wow, dude, you're a bad captain. You're so bad at leading them.
yeah. I
Oh,
mean, not to mention the way they had to get into that room, like
yeah.
basically drugging Swansea.
Oh my god. When they were like talking about it, they were like, all right, if we mix the mouthwash with isopropyl alcohol, and I was like, oh my
What the
god, what
hell?
the hell are you guys talking about? And then he's like,
Yeah.
oh, we're out of sweetener. I'm like, oh, I don't think it's gonna matter, buddy.
How long did it take you to find the sweetener?
Not very long. I
Me
was like,
neither.
yeah, I was like, it started to throw me off when Tsuki was like, could be anywhere. I'm like, no, it can't. There's no other place to look. Where
It's right
else would
here.
it
It was
be?
right in the
It's got
bed
to be
here.
right there,
Yeah.
dude. I was like,
Um,
in the end, like before the end, I couldn't tell. I was like, who's like, I know Jimmy's an asshole. Did Anya do something? Like, are Swansea and Anya like fighting against, like, I don't, is there like some collective mutiny, and then this poor kid Dasuki's just like here because he's wanted to go to space? But I knew right then, I was like, Jimmy, you're a bad boy. You're a bad boy, Jimmy.
he's a bad guy, and then it was confirmed later on. But
Yes.
before then, just to like give some more background, about the story and stuff, there's moments where you find out what you're transporting in the cargo, and you get into
Mhm.
the cargo bay and you find it's just a bunch of mouthwash. But then
Absurd.
Swansea looks at the ingredients on the mouthwash, and it's like 15% ethanol or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he cracks one open and he's like, here's to 15 years of sobriety, and starts chugging mouthwash.
Yeah,
That, like, the way it was presented,
that's
that
heavy.
that hurt. I was
Yeah.
like, bro. But I mean, you got to think about the situation. They're stranded in space. Like, there's really pretty a low chance of them being found at all.
Yeah.
Um, and like I get it, but also I don't know. 15 years of sobriety, like he was
Dude,
doing great,
right down the drain.
right down the drain.
I think it was
But
that point though that he started seeming to me like a bad influence, but sort of like he was trying to like break through to Dasuki, like to get like, I don't know, to like get him on his side, or like, because he was like, has anybody ever taught you to drink like a man?
yeah, trying
Yeah,
to
trying to like level with
relate
him.
with him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so that was kind of crazy, but yeah, like, and then you figure out what you're hauling, and then like throughout, there's just like more and more empty bottles of mouthwash everywhere.
And you start seeing people asleep on the floor,
I'm like
and like
5 months after the crash, it's like there's like, it seems as if they've gone through their supply of mouthwash, and I'm just like, no way, no way did
all
you
that
drink all of that?
mouthwash.
That was so much of it.
Well, there's lots of moments where you're losing it. Like,
Yeah.
the person you're playing as is losing their minds. They're going through hallucinations or whatever. And there's
Mhm.
moments where there's like mouthwash bottles piled up to like the sky. There's like a
Yeah.
mountain of mouthwash, and I'm like, I know that's not real, but I'm
Yeah.
sure that's like in your mind. Like, there's just so much drinking going on, and it's just not good. I don't know, but
There's
I do have
the
I
clip
have
of
a clip of
Swansea.
I was thinking the clip of like earlier in the game where Curly starts to lose it,
Oh,
and
okay.
it
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
into one of his hallucinations. So he's on his way to the cockpit to talk to Jimmy
Uh-oh.
to do one of
Music's
Anya's
dying.
jobs.
Yeah, which is like, that's something that keeps you confused throughout the game, I think, is everybody is like claiming like, oh, like you can't do your job. That's like everybody is talking like that, except Anya and Dasuki, who are both like, oh, I don't know what to do.
Well, Anya is just like always finds a reason to push her job onto the captain, or
Yeah.
whoever the captain is, and it's like the captain's the captain, so he's like, I'll do it.
Yeah, my
But then, like,
responsibility.
when Jimmy's having to keep feeding Curly the painkillers, he's like,
I'm
bro,
done
you
with
got to do
this.
your job. and he
Yeah.
always breaks and is like, I'll just do it.
Fine, I'll do it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, but yeah, this is where Curly starts losing
Wait,
it.
where are we going? I don't remember the cockpit being down a really long set of stairs. Oh no, Curly's starting to lose it. I don't like this. And I can't go back. Okay. Okay. We jumping then? Ooh, splash. Big splash.
So this is obviously a hallucination, but it's
Yeah.
really pretty.
It
I
is.
I sped through this part because it's kind of long, but it's a really good visual of just like what's going on. He's just
Yeah.
walking through the ship to the cockpit, and all of a sudden, all of this is happening.
Yeah.
Warning, emergency! The nebula, the sky, stars, all these broken ladders. Like, really visually very cool. And one thing I really love about this game is that they're able to put you in these positions like that to get you
Yeah.
thinking. I guess I don't know.
I had a similar clip because I was like, right before this like scene, you're pretty much like talking to Anya about a psych evaluation that the crew is getting. That's why you're going to the cockpit. And so the like when you hit that, I'm like, bro, I should not have passed my psych eval. I am crazy.
Obviously, yeah.
I am a crazy person. So
And then apparently Anya never got the psych evaluations.
no, dude, that's the craziest character development in there.
That was really sad.
Dude, the whole thing, like, oh my god, like, he really, I was the same way. Like, you shit on Anya, like, in the beginning, you're like, what are you doing? Like, are you,
But
like,
she just needed
how'd
some
you get here?
help. She just
She
needed to
some
talk to
help.
somebody.
She had a very traumatic experience at some point in the journey.
Yeah, we don't have to spoil everything.
Yeah, we don't have to spoil everything, but she like there's a lot of trauma backed up behind Anya, and it like they dump it on you like fast. Like it's
Yeah.
like it's so fast happening. Like the character development later in the game, where it's like in the beginning it's like confusing, like you don't know, but man, like that fall off for all the characters is abrupt.
Yeah.
Oof.
And then yeah, I don't know. Do you have any other clips you want to share?
I have I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil everything. So I pulled some clips that are like really late game.
Yeah.
And I don't want to show those, but just so you know,
there's some trippy ass moments.
They were worth me clipping because they like this game in the end gets literally insane.
One thing I want to show is cutting the cake. So this is what we were talking about earlier about slicing the cake. The way it makes you like move your mouse really long strokes back and forth to cut the cake. And then that later on is juxtaposed with cutting something else. And that, I mean, that's part of this clip. I don't know if, should we spoil that?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay. But it's the same mechanic. And I was like, oh.
I didn't know that I could do that with my mouse.
What did you do?
The arrow keys.
Oh, those work too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I was like, this sucks. This sucks. This is awful. I would have much preferred the mouse. Oh my god. Okay.
Okay.
And who cuts a cake like this?
Mouse like I'm actually cutting a cake. This isn't how you cut a cake though, but
I agree.
I don't cut cake like this. I know that's curly. I know that's curly, and I have to do something with the knife, and I assume it's just like cutting the cake. I gotta cut him into little pieces. Why am I doing this? Stop.
And I'm like moving the mouse back and forth, really long swings, and I'm like, I'm actually doing this.
It was so bad. And
what was it like for you? It was just up and down, WS, WS?
Yeah, it was sucky. It was hard. It was worse. That's why I was like, that part was really bad. There's a couple parts in the game where you're walking for freaking ever. Oh my god, you're walking like miles.
that stealth mission with
Yeah,
the
this
scanner and the invisible horse.
yeah, that I was like, I don't know if I got how to do it. I mean, I did it,
So you
but
got it.
but I was like, it can still hear me. Like if I'm walking, it can still hear me. If you're sprinting, you're dead. Like you're just dead. And
That took forever.
yeah, it was so long for I'm gonna say like there's a couple parts in me where I was like, this game sucks. And that's one of those parts where I was like, this had no payoff in
They
the
could have done
end.
better.
No payoff in the end.
Yeah.
And you don't get a good view of the monster either, even with the scanner.
Unless it's found you.
Yeah, unless it found you. And so I
Mhm.
think that's not as good. Like I feel like there should have been like a better view of that stealth mission.
Yeah.
And more of the stealth missions, honestly.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
It was one of the few moments where there was actual gameplay and like a fail
A
state
fail, yeah.
where you could lose. And there's one other moment later on where with Swansea
Mm-hmm.
that I really enjoyed. I thought that was cool.
I thought it
and
was really cool.
Very nerve-wracking.
Yes.
Yeah.
It when I saw that, it seemed like the assets of another game I had played. And so
Oh, maybe.
but it's not the same developer, but I was like, oh, this is cool. This is a cool thing. I liked that part too.
That was freaky.
Yeah.
Yeah, but instead of spoiling that, we'll just play this clip of Swansea drunk dancing.
Which is a good clip. It's a great
Hey,
clip.
Swansea looking like me right now. Yo.
Dude, he was getting it.
He was getting down.
Yo, Swansea, getting down. What's up, homie? Bro's been drinking.
Believe it or not, important part of the game.
Quite
Important.
Actually, I'm pretty sure that part you're getting the axe to
Yeah.
go break up some of the foam to get into the medical cabinet where
Yes.
one of the jumps, it probably, I don't know if it was an intentional jump scare, but I got jump scared from this part.
I have that clip too. So
Right
yeah.
after that, you break up some of the
Nice.
foam.
Painkillers. Isopropyl alcohol? Yeah, I'm taking that. I don't want Swansea getting his hands on. Oh, shit. Honestly, Anya, that's the first thing that actually kind of scared me this whole time.
That was she wasn't there before.
No, she
Let's
wasn't.
just say that. So
Yeah,
that
that's
got
funny.
me. That was funny.
That's a funny moment.
Yep.
How about the transitions between like most of the scenes? Like it was like almost like glitchy, like it sounds like your computer's shutting down, like
It was literally what happens when a game crashes. It
yeah.
the last like couple frames of sound, it just repeats really
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then boom, and then it switches to a new scene. I thought those transitions were cool.
Someone in my chat said they literally refreshed the stream because they thought it was my game crashing or
Was
my stream
freezing.
crashing.
That's funny. That's
And
hilarious.
so I have another clip where I mention that like,
The-
oh, I thought it crashed.
the crashing
So,
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's opening, everyone.
Oh, this is the scene where like you're opening the cargo hall and you learn what's there too.
Whoa.
But
That's
not
a lot of
yet.
Cargo.
Not yet.
Oh, I thought game just crashed.
That's cool.
See that? I guess you probably couldn't hear the noise very well. But
It's in there. It's
uh,
that like freezing sound like when you get your
Yeah.
computer though. Like it's a cool transition. Yeah, I thought that was excellent.
yeah, there's just a lot of later in the game it gets really gross. Like you saw sawing off Curly's
Oh,
leg.
Yeah.
There's grosser parts than that. Like,
Way worse.
How about the how do I say it? The curly organ puzzle,
the curly organ puzzle?
or like the esophagus puzzle. I don't know how to say it.
I like wasn't sure what was happening at first.
Yeah, so
I
you
was
kept
like-
having to
I was like,
redo it.
Yeah, and I was like, ugh. And after the third time, I was like, Oh, I see what's I like. I get the point. And so, yeah, that part was gross.
Yeah. I mean,
There's
we're in the spoiler section.
yeah,
So, like, we could just say you end up, for some reason, in some hallucination, having to feed Curly his own leg.
yeah.
And then there's like valves on his body that you have to twist to make the piece of leg go all the way down into his stomach. And I kept messing it up. So you have to keep opening his mouth for him and
Uh,
feeding him his leg over and over. Like, what the hell, man?
yeah, it was
Um,
gross. And the whole part there is just gross. Like the way you acquire the piece of leg, like every part of like I don't know, it seems really well done. Like they were thinking through like, all right, what is the most disturbing way we could do this thing?
yeah.
And they did it.
and and they did it,
And they
and
did
it's
it.
really, it works out really great. I don't
Yeah.
know, it's affecting, that's for sure. It affects
Yeah.
me and makes me squirm,
It did. Yeah.
so it works.
It I think in my opinion this game had a really great plot twist throughout.
Yeah,
Like not just one character. Like
couple
a
couple
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 characters.
twists
Yeah.
where you're like, oh,
Mind
um
blown.
okay, the major spoiler, we've been dancing around the spoilers, big
Yeah.
spoilers, we're going into it, boom, we're in it, it's happening right now. Jimmy,
Fuck Jimmy, dude. What a piece of shit.
bro.
God.
So turns out the very beginning of the game, where you have no choice but to steer into the asteroid, you think, you find out that Curly's the captain, so you're led to believe that Curly's the one that steered the ship into the asteroid, but
He
then you
looks like
can't
he
really.
looks like a mummy. Like
Yeah, he looks like a
he's
vegetable, like he was at the
yeah.
helm of the ship, and he
Yeah.
was the one there that did it. Turns out it was Jimmy, because he was having an existential crisis about how he ended up getting Anya pregnant.
Yeah. And from what I can read between the lines, like not in a good way.
Oh no, he was tripping. And especially because you get to that point in the game and Jimmy is just sitting in the hallway
Yeah.
and he's like, oh, why did I do that? I messed up. But at the beginning of the game, you have no choice but to steer into the asteroid. And then you walk down the hallway around corridors and you're like lost. You're going through doors and you keep seeing the mascot of the Pony Express and he keeps popping up in front of you. And it's like, I guess, so when he was sitting there in the hallway, he's just like tripping about
Yeah.
trying to escape this place,
Yeah.
trying to run through the hallways and get away. Really, really crazy and really
Yeah.
sad about Anya, because like she was afraid of what would happen when
Yeah.
Jimmy found out.
Yeah.
And he found out, and obviously, like the absolute worst of the worst things happened. So
Yeah, he's a maniac, dude.
yeah, the mixture
Crazy.
of the Pony Express being shut down and finding that out, and it all just got to Jimmy, and he cracked.
Yeah.
Um,
And already not that good of a person, like from what I can tell. So like it's yeah, just like overall, you are in the beginning led to believe that like, okay, like everybody's just like out to get him because he's the next captain and everybody's mad. But no. Nope. It's everybody's talking. They know the tea. They know it. Yeah.
yeah, it's
Hate
rough.
hate that guy. Bad guy.
Do you want to play your clip?
I'll play the clip, yeah. So this is the moment that you sort of that we just described. Jim, tell me you didn't. I didn't. What the heck did you do? Oh. It was Jimmy the whole time? You don't know.
I had no idea. I didn't even consider it.
No, I didn't even think that. And then there's a couple other parts where like Jimmy is like accusing other people, like I guess we're in the mega spoilers right now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We're in the
yeah.
mega spoilers. So there's a point where Jimmy is like accusing Swansea of like trying to save himself. And I have a theory that Swansea was like trying to save Anya
Yeah,
from
or even
everything.
Daisuke.
Or
Like,
yeah, Daisuke. I feel like he was trying to save them, and Jimmy just like screwed it up, dude.
probably didn't want Jimmy to know because he
He's a
would have
crazy person.
done something.
Yeah.
Maybe. I
Dang.
mean, I could also see how it could have been just for Swansea to figure out, but he he literally said to Swansea, "You were just going to kill us all and then save yourself,"
Yeah.
which is almost what Jimmy ended up doing.
Yeah.
But Jimmy ends up making the right choice in the end. Which, is it the right choice? Is it really the right choice?
Feels better to me.
I mean, the last thing that he did was, I think, maybe the right choice, but
Was it though?
putting Curly
The
in,
mangled captain in the
no,
cryotube?
so that's not the last thing he did. The last thing he did was use the gun.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's the I
That
think
might be okay in my opinion,
that's an okay
considering
thing.
what
Yeah.
he's done.
Yeah, that was
But like putting Curly in the thing, I'm like, you thought about saving someone other than yourself too late, because he should have saved Anya, or he should have saved Daisuke, the young people who have such a huge future ahead of them potentially,
yeah.
the especially like the pregnant woman, like, but no, he let everybody else. I still wonder why was Daisuke so sick? What had he had too much to drink?
He got electrocuted in the hole when he
Oh,
climbed up there.
well, because I was thinking that because he ended up getting through the ducting
Yeah.
and then saw Anya and obviously was able to unlock the door.
Anya attacked
But
him too, I think.
you think?
Yeah, I think Anya was trying to like I think they like struggled
Oh,
and that's what happened is that Anya took herself out, got Daisuke in the like in the mix too. So I think that's what happened.
yeah.
And then you find oh god, like the moment that you find that you find out the freaking cocktail that you made to knock the dude out was the last bit of isopropyl alcohol that you needed to try to save him. I was like, Jimmy, everything you do is bad. You're so like, how'd you get this job, dude? You're worse. Like,
Yeah. It's
the
like
worst.
there's a lot of things that were like, but at the end of the day, what a great story.
Yeah.
What a great story that was told there. I almost wish that we could get like a mod for voice acting, because I think
Y-
it'd be really
Voice
cool
acting would be
if everything
good.
was voiced.
Yeah.
One thing also I noticed, there was a part where Daisuke was like following you,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it was to go to the utility room,
Yeah.
and you don't, the way the game is, you don't see them move.
Yeah.
You hear them walking behind you, and then you turn and they've moved closer. But if you walk backwards and watch them, they don't move. And then you turn around and then turn back and they're a little bit closer. It's just like little choices like that are
Yeah.
really freaky. I thought
Yeah.
that's just like creepy. I
Yeah.
like that a lot. I don't have a clip of that or anything, but that's just something I thought about. But overall, the story was really well told, really good. There's certain sections in the game that are really creepy. There's actual gameplay with fail states,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of it's just telling a pretty deep, dark story
Yeah.
about people stranded in space. God's not watching. Nobody's ever gonna know. Like at the end of the
Yeah.
day, 20 years will go by, and Curly's probably not gonna get found in that cryo chamber,
No way.
and they're all just gonna wither away and become skeletons by the time anybody finds them. So it's pretty like overall a sad story.
Yeah.
Um,
I was confident
but
that
man,
50% through the game that nothing was gonna happen. That it
oh
was,
really?
yeah, that like it seemed like the story wasn't like maybe not quite 50%, but like leading up to it, like it seemed like the story was so straightforward. Like, and then it was just like, I don't know, like at that moment they just like dump. Like the back
Yeah,
end of the game is so robust. And I was reading some of the Steam like community stuff, and some guy posted was like, this game is the worst game I've ever played. Changed my mind. The story's awful. and he got roasted. His like synopsis of it was awful. I was
Oh
like,
boy.
dude, I see that you beat the game, but did you play the game at all?
Yeah.
Like, I
What
rushed
the
through
hell?
games and I understood it. Like,
You'll have to show me that later.
oh, yeah. But yeah, I would say like any negative thing about it was like really just like little minor glitches in the game
Or
or like
artistic choices
or
that maybe you
artistic
don't agree
choices that
with.
I don't agree with. Yeah.
Sure, sure.
But I think overall like I can get past all that and that is a solid play and I'm super surprised cuz I thought the game was going to be shit.
Well, I'm
Wasn't.
happy you were wrong. I was pretty confident because I played their previous game, How Fish is Made, which is a free game on Steam. How
Hmm.
Fish is Made. Check it out. Very creepy, also. But that's something that I was looking forward to this game ever since they teased it
Hmm.
toward the end of the game. But I say we should move on.
Yeah, I think so.
Why don't we go ahead and move on to picking our next game on the Great Wheel of Games?
The Great
'Cause
Wheel of Games.
we both agree. We play Mouthwashing. That game's amazing.
Yes.
But I think it's time for new greener pastures by picking a new game on the wheel. But before we pick our new game, we have to add a couple new games to the wheel. So let's do that. Tooth,
Yeah. Let's add it.
what do you want to add?
For me, I'm gonna add Fears to Fathom.
I've heard of that game.
So Fears to Fathom came out September 12th, 2024. So fairly new-ish game. Its synopsis is Sydney Harper, a 23-year-old working at a consulting firm, plans a weekend getaway to a Woodbury rental with her college friends. Little did she know what was about to unfold during their stay. Adventure, psychological horror, 1990s is in the tag. Rail Studios developer. They have. I don't know if they've made any other games.
It seems like Fears to Fathom is like an episodic game.
That's what it seems like, yeah.
Is this like the newest episode that came out, or are we playing the first one?
I think we'll probably have to play the first one.
Okay. Episode 1 or something.
Yeah, but I like that we could get up to. I want to read about it because I'd like us to play Woodbury Getaway, which is the newest one. But
I think that one's episode 5.
That's episode 5. But if we can't play that, then we'll be playing Home Alone, which is a free to play one that came out in 2021. So I'm gonna look into it to see if we can play the newer one. Like if it's if it matters, like if the episodes matter.
Yeah, if they're connected, which they might be. Sometimes they're not.
Yeah, they might be. Yeah.
Okay. Then cool. Well, if we end up spinning it, then we'll have to get that straight.
Yeah, we'll get it straight.
Cool.
How about you?
The game I'm going to be adding. I'm going out on a limb here because this game was released yesterday. It's a free game, but it looks kind of pretty. Looks like maybe Unreal Engine 5 kind of vibes. Maybe, I think. Good screen space reflections and lighting. It's a game called Forgotten Dreams by Hyper Studios.
Dreams.
Brand new game. Just came out yesterday. I just saw it. I was like, this looks interesting. I don't know. I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah.
So I'll read the description for you. The best dreams are to be forgotten, for they will destroy if not. A strange and abstract first-person game that explores the forgotten, navigate through maps and environments while completing objectives critical for survival. So, atmospheric, spooky, exploration, minimalist kind of deal. I don't know. Looks interesting.
Yeah.
I just figured I'm just going to find like as new as possible of a game that looks interesting and just throw it on there. And if we like it, we like it. If we don't, we don't.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Play or pass. And the Great Wheel of Games, which is up to 12 entries now. 12 games on there. So
wow.
Nice.
Greater and greater every episode.
Are you ready for this?
Spin that wheel.
Oh, it steals.
Oh, okay.
So it steals. Let's go back to that one.
It steals. Okay. Oh, it's this game. Oh, this game looked
steals.
spooky. I like that we keep picking spooky games.
Yeah, it's
I
kind
like
of
spooky games.
cool. So this
Yeah.
game released in 2020, around every corner. That's the first sentence in the description. Face against stealthy antagonists that will take advantage of your expectations. Overwhelmingly positive. Developer is Zeekers. It's a survival horror game. They have
Zeekers is pretty well known. They made Lethal Company.
They made Lethal Company. They're stacked. They've made The Upturned, Lethal Company, Dead Cedar, another game. Welcome to the Dark Place. A couple other games that are very popular. I think it's going to be a good game. So, It Steals.
It Steals is the next game. Buy it, play it, come join the discussion next episode, or wait for our discussion and buy it or don't buy it based on whatever we say.
Yeah.
But what do we know? Make your own decisions. Do your research. But maybe this can just be part of your research, you know?
Yeah, it could be.
But that's it.
Yeah.
That's it for this episode of Mustache Ride, episode 69 in the books.
Bloop.
Tooth, any final words for the people at home?
If you are a co-pilot, act like it. Be nice to people. Take leadership when it's needed, and give leadership back when you don't know what you're talking about. Don't be a Jimmy.
Support your captain.
Don't be a Jimmy.
Don't be a Jimmy.
Don't be a Jimmy.
Don't be a Curly either. Honestly.
Yeah. Don't be a Curly either.
Don't be any of those people.
Yeah. Don't be. Yeah. Be yourself. Be yourself.
Just be yourself. And that's all. We'll see you guys next episode. Episode 70 coming up. But for now, goodbye.
Bye, everybody.